Okay, we got some fantastic news. We got our next runner all ready to go, Helix 13. And Helix will be running Super Monkey Ball Deluxe Story Mode any percent. Helix, please take it away.
This is Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. I am here with another.
Hey, howdy everyone.
Game.
I'm Peas, and again, I also play Monkey Ball Deluxe and also Banana Blitz.
True. Like I said, this is Super Monkey Ball Deluxe, kind of the red-headed stepchild of the original Monkey Ball games. Doesn't get a lot of attention, but we are here to fix that. Make sure you donate. By the way, I do have an incentive. But I don't think there's too much that needs to be said before we get into it. This is story mode any percent. We can explain exactly what's going on here during World 1. So,
oh, it would be an
do you want to count me down?
All right. 3, 2, 1, 1.5, go.
You faked me out with a 1.5. I started. So we're gonna skip the cutscene. There are cutscenes here. We don't care about them. We just skip them. First thing I'm gonna do here after selecting my stage is pause and select a retry, and then after I go in the goal, I'm going to pause and select stage select. This just skips some animations that would otherwise play, saves multiple minutes over the course of the run. Just funny how that works out. You're also going to see me use a lot of diagonal inputs, especially when starting levels. This is known as boosting. Because Super Monkey Ball Deluxe pulls inputs in a square, just like the other original Monkey Ball games, diagonals end up being the strongest input. So that means we accelerate faster when using diagonals. What you saw there was a little bit of specific menuing on the stage select screen. This game has 10 worlds with 20 stages each. And that is unlike Monkey Ball 2, which only has 10 stages. But you only need to complete 10 of these 20 levels per world. So this specific menuing is to make sure we get the shortest possible levels. You know, because we only need to complete 50% of them, we just need to pick the shortest ones. And that makes this run extremely fast-paced. I'm already like over halfway through World 1. Blistering. The Xbox loads, I'm running this on original Xbox. The Xbox loads do a lot here too. They're faster than the GameCube loads. Which is what Super Monkey Ball 2 is played on.
That was to internal memory.
There is sort of an anti-load minute, but if this run goes downhill, I'll demonstrate that later. The strat's pretty ready, just 2 levels to go. Maybe the coolest strat.
Nice,
Level 1.
beautiful.
Nailed it. Right into the goal. I do have to be careful in stage selecting because of what is known as a first frame. It's actually the first 2 frames the first 2 frames after I enter the goal. If I stage select during those 2 frames, the stage will not yet have been marked as complete. So then I'd have to play the stage again. So I have to menu well, but not too well. Peas, I'm going to turn it over to you to explain pause strats. That's coming up next on blocks.
Ooh, this one's a pretty difficult one as well. So basically, Super Monkey Ball, at least the original trilogy, they are very deterministic games, meaning that there's like next to no RNG. Oh, nice! Hit it first try. So
not the menuing, but that's fine.
So basically what they did was pause, look at the timer, buffer to a specific frame, and then essentially input a direction, because again, the game is deterministic. So when you unpause, you basically, and input in that direction, you always get that input. That makes sense. There's going to be a fair bit more of pausing throughout the run. And one thing I also want to mention too is that this game over the course of the years has evolved. So whenever we show off pause strats, people usually respond with, "Wow, you can do that in this game!" And when we get to, I would say, Worlds 3 and 4, there's going to be a fair bit more of impressive pausing going on.
Yeah. Pause strats in this game are not quite as prevalent as they are in Monkey Ball 2 due to the design of the controller. The GameCube controller is a lot more conducive to pause strats due to, one, the octagonal gate providing notches for consistent inputs, and two, the start button and the B button being so close together. When I'm pause buffering, I'm pressing B to close the start menu and then start to bring it back up again really quickly. Easier to do that on GameCube controller. So pause strats are a little harder on Xbox controller, but they do still work.
Fun fact, you can also play this game on Xbox 360, which is actually the version that I run it on, because my original Xbox is kind of cringe in terms of loads. But the start and B button are a bit more generous on the 360 controller. Also, beautiful gutter, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, that world too as a whole was pretty good. There was one menuing mishap, but I actually recovered it very nicely. If you make a menuing mistake, you kind of have to do on-the-fly routing, and so in my head I determined like which was the longest stage that I hadn't played yet on my route, and then I just skipped it since I played an extra stage earlier in Dynamo.
Ready?
Another pause strat right here. 86. There we go. Alright. Inertial and octagonal actually are exclusive to this game. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe combines stages from Monkey Ball 1 and 2, but also has, I think it's like 30-some exclusive stages.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. Most of them are rather long, and you're not going to see them here, but there are a couple that do show up. Their pause strat here on reversible gear. That's more of a like an informational pause strat, I call it. That's just to give me some info as to when I need to make my adjustment. Something that was really neat there, I'll do my best in explaining this. For some reason, level 19 is in like the top left corner of the stage select menu, and I'm not really sure why, but after you beat it, you know, it warps you to, it puts you at level 20. Level 20 is in the top, I think I got my words mixed up. 19 is in the top left corner, level 20 is in the top right corner. So I beat level 19 and then used the little warp to level 20 to go across the stage select menu without actually having to do the menuing. And that put me closer to the next stage I needed. A little difficult to explain, but hopefully I got the point across.
There's going to be more of that, especially when we get to World 6. It's a really good example of, you know, warping from stage 19 to stage 20 and then, you know, goes all the way back up to the first level, which we don't play. Spoilers. So, unfortunate occurs there. Doing this one pauseless is really difficult, in my opinion, on the Xbox controller, but second try? Solid.
It's the Monkey Ball 1 experience I have.
Yeah.
This game was such a natural fit for me because I have experience in both Monkey Ball 1 and 2, so it was like, well, why not play them at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So that's 3 worlds already done. Like I said, this game moves extremely quickly. World 4 is one of the hardest worlds in the run. It's either this or World 7.
Ready?
Well, speaking of difficulty, the nice thing about any percent is that you can actually pick which levels you want to play, and of course as long as they're fast. So say that you don't want to do launchers, for instance, because there's a fast on launchers, you can replace that with, say, Beehive, which is a much easier level execution wise but much slower. So yeah, but again, the nice thing about this run is that you can just personalize it to however you seem fit.
Yeah, I'm doing that clip is really hard and I nailed it. I'm doing pretty much all top level stuff because I'm ridiculous. I do have a world record in this category. I'm gonna brag a little bit. This record was untouched for 8 years, but I just beat it. I think it was last week, maybe the week before. Yeah, within like a couple weeks ago. I also broke the first minute barrier in 8 years when I got a sub 23. My PB is a 22:45, and you might be thinking, now you know, you hear that, you look at my estimate, you might be thinking, Helix, isn't that estimate a little high? One, yes it is. However, time loss in this game can stack up very quickly. But two, I do have an incentive. I'm gonna interrupt myself because this is probably the hardest strat in the run right here on launchers. Nailed it first try.
Nice. That was
That's
the
so
launchers.
difficult. It's really fast, but it's so hard. All right.
Now we're coming on to our first complex strat of the run.
Shout out
I'd
to
like to call
complex
it exactly.
Nailed it.
Complex coin. Nice. Let's go.
So yeah, that incentive. If that incentive is met, I will take 5 or so minutes and show off some strats that are not normally shown in this run because they're just too long. So definitely get your donations in. You only have a short amount of time to do that because that will close at the end of this run, and I mean, you've seen this run is flying by.
Yeah.
And there's World 4 done. That was a really good World 4. This run actually is kind of absurd.
For real.
I've died once. I mean, you know, maybe I shouldn't be speaking too soon, but especially with Freefall coming up, this strat is deceptively difficult.
This is probably the hardest stage of World 5, believe it or not.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because everything else is just basically spam as many SMB1 stations. Well, after this one, just spam as many SMB1 stations as possible.
Yeah, Worlds 5 and 6, especially 6, are very quick. World 6, actually, my goal on World 6 is under 2 minutes RTA.
I actually did not know that. That's fast.
Yes. Referencing some notes here, just to make sure I don't forget some of the menuing. It's really easy to forget the specific menuing you're supposed to do after certain levels. So I do have some notes out. That's why you see me glancing over after every level. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, going back to pause strats, they are extremely useful because they essentially allow us to be a task. Like a very simple task. They make what would normally be, you know, frame perfect, multi-frame perfect. That's not how you do toggle. Frame perfect, multi-frame perfect strats. They make those. Am I dying to toggle of all things? They make those humanly viable. How did I just die to toggle 3 times? This is not a hard strat, but I'm like not doing the boost correctly. There we go. That's so funny. A run this good dies to toggle 3 times? Marathon moment. That is Taco, T-A-K-O, a Japanese monkey ball runner who found that strat. Not taco like the food.
One of the best Japanese SMB runners. I was actually going to add on to that. Oh, speaking of which, so I don't want to jinx it, but what Helix did not mention is that exiting game is possible, and sadly, it loses a lot of time because fun fact. In in the Japanese version of SMB2, if you exit game, you go straight back to the main menu, whereas in the US release, I think this is still possible in the PAL release as well. You exit game, you can either retry or stage select. That's mainly used in any percent. So basically, if you want to do any percent in Monkey Ball 2, you have to run it on the US version because you don't get that extra menu in the Japanese version. And sadly, because this game is updated from the US version, you want to make sure that the menuing is important.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna keep going here as well because what was I gonna say?
Mood.
The extra menu. So for whatever reason, the PS2 version of SMB DX doesn't have this extra menu. I don't know why. Actually, no one knows why they added the extra confirmation. That's actually where the anti-low manip starts from.
Yeah, to specify a little bit. After you retry or stage select or exit game, there is an extra confirmation menu. You saw it right there. That does not exist in Monkey Ball 2. They added it in this game, and it also doesn't exist in the PS2 version of this game, which you might then be thinking, well, Helix, why aren't you running this on PS2 if that menu doesn't exist? Because the PS2 version of this game is very, very sad. It runs at 30 FPS. And it has extra load times after every level as it loads the next stage. It's not good. Don't run this on PS2. Sadly, Child Helix only had this game on PS2. But I mean, hey, I was a child, so I got a lot of enjoyment out of it.
And Child Peace decided to get both versions of the game because I was curious, and I don't know how I was able to get Master on PS2. It's
I'm going for a cheeky clip here on Branch. I probably shouldn't be going for it, but it's a marathon.
Yeah.
I got it and then messed up the adjust. I've like done that twice now. I keep messing up the adjust. This is so silly. This was like a good pace run that has died to like the most random of stages. Oh, marathon moment.
Oh, so going back to the whole topic of controllers. So if you wanted to use a GameCube controller for Monkey Ball Deluxe, there is a ROM hack that goes over Monkey Ball 2 called Super Monkey Ball Deluxe in Super Monkey Ball 2. Came out around early 2020. Pretty much a monumental ROM hack as well, because Monkey Ball Deluxe only released on the original Xbox and PlayStation 2 in 2005. And, you know, of course, it's pretty difficult to use those controllers as we kind of want octagonal inputs. So DX2 basically puts Monkey Ball Deluxe on a GameCube controller and basically gives you more pause strats and more accessibility, if that makes sense.
Yep. Also makes it available to play on emulator or ISO loader. It does a lot to increase accessibility as well, so really important. Definitely check that ROM hack out if you have ever wanted to play Deluxe but do not have yourself an Xbox or PS2. And you might be thinking, Helix, if the GameCube controller is that much better, why not find a way to play with a GameCube controller on the Xbox? That would almost certainly be banned, just because I bungled the ending of Domino. Just because the GameCube controller is such a big advantage. Okay? What? Weird collision? Sure. Thanks, game.
Sure.
World 7 is the other, like, most difficult world in the game. Domino usually isn't the reason, though. Ah, there's an exit game. There's one.
Oh, there it is.
So now what I have to do is go all the way back, load my file again, and then menu all the way back to the stage that I was just playing. Where even is it? That's my new question, is where did it go? There's invasion.
Green,
What
19.
in the world?
Left twice. Oh, never mind.
Oh, no, I'm... Oh, it's right here. I was 19. Yeah, 19. That's what you're trying to tell me. Okay. No wonder I couldn't find it, because it's one of the weird ones. That's... Yeah, and then, of course, I have to play the level again. It's... Exit game is, not good. This is a really funny run now. So I'm gonna demonstrate the anti-load manip. If I just keep mashing A, it just won't load the stage select. As soon as I stop mashing, it loads. I don't know why it does that, but it does.
Yeah, it's also present in 360. So we were thinking that it has something to do with the confirmation menu not going away fully. So and basically the game just gets confused, and yeah, I guess.
You said the thing. Game gets confused.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for that's never happened before. Where's that?
Yeah. I mean, I did die to toggle 3 times. I can't say I've done that before.
There's that.
This is a really difficult movement strat. So was Invasion. We didn't even talk about that, but I nailed it. Okay, now I have to get it again. Alright, so that was 18. That was 18, so that's gonna be down.
It's just all the way down.
Yeah, that's quick turn. You know what? Quick turn's a holdup. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to drink some water. You got to see the tram strat. Now you're gonna get to see the funny holdup. This holdup does exist in Super Monkey Ball 2. You literally can just hold up the entire way. It's great. So now we are entering into World 8. Remember to get your donations in if you want to see that incentive. There are only 3 worlds to go, and they're all super quick. Shout out to Complex Plane again for this strat. This one's a really neat. You just do a bit of a wide boost, and then you flip off this button. A little bit of specific movement, and there you go. It's such a neat strat. Saves like half a second over the other fast way to play that level.
Recent find as well.
Yes. That's a big reason why I was able to get this world record, is because, like, you know, a record that had stood for 8 years was not going to be modernized.
Right.
So I was able to save a lot of time off of new pause strats, new movement strats, a little bit of better routing, stuff like that. That did not go in. I thought for sure that was going to go in, and then it just didn't. Cool. Thanks, Entangled Path. This strat is really hard. This is one of the first hard strats that new players learn because it is so unbelievably important. Not as important in... Whoa? Not as important in any percent, because you can just play a different stage if you're not comfy with it. But in Super Monkey Ball 2, you either do that strat, or I guess you can use a pause strat for it, or you just take blue goal, which is like 30 seconds, and so you lose like 20-some seconds if you do blue goal instead. It's sad.
Yeah.
The green goal strat's pretty hard. It's a fall strat at an awkward angle, so, you know. Gonna use a pause strat here on Twin Cross. Beautiful. And then, honestly, the rest of this world, and pretty much all of World 9, is not too remarkable. It's a nice little break before World 10. World 10 is actually kind of difficult. So I'm going to pass things over to the host.
Alrighty, Helix and Peas, I got some fantastic news for you two. Yeah. We just received an $80 donation by DJ Fatso saying, Kiryu Kazuma, best monkey. And that money actually went towards the Super Monkey Ball Deluxe Showcase incentive. I want to tell you two that that incentive has now been reached.
Nice.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yes, congratulations. And if you would like to donate, please use !donate inside the chats. Please take it away, Peas and Helix.
All right, well, here we go into World 9. You know, we haven't mentioned warp goals yet. I am actually going to take the red goal here. Now, normally, if I was playing challenge mode, this red goal would skip 2 stages. Doesn't matter in story mode, but I'm still taking it because it happens to be the fastest way to beat the stage.
Right.
Conveyor parts, this level is infamous in Monkey Ball 1 for having really inconsistent collision, but for some reason in Deluxe, it's my best friend. I don't know why. That's something we haven't talked about. Collision in this game is not the most consistent thing in the world.
Right. Usually
it's at least somewhat reliable. That's a glitch goal. Usually it's at least somewhat reliable, but not always. And that can actually be a big reason why we use pause strats, is to help make that collision more consistent.
Yeah, so again, this game is very deterministic, meaning that whatever happens on that frame will 100% happen.
Yep.
I'm going to interrupt myself real quick because the reason why you would want to run this category on original Xbox is because the 360, for whatever reason, this stage and the next stage lag. Like, it's so weird. Like, the emulation is just not good.
No, that's why I'm running this on an original Xbox.
Yeah. So it only loses like around 8 seconds. I never really did the math, but it's slower on 360. But anyway, I'll rip.
Yeah, I went neutral too early. There we go.
But yeah, so collision. So again, for whatever reason, some of the clips feel a bit more a bit more friendly in Deluxe as opposed to SMB1. It could just be the console of which it's being played on.
I honestly have no idea, because this game is like the exact same physics as Monkey Ball 2, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not complaining about it. I don't need to understand it.
Yeah.
Conveyor parts, my arch nemesis, is actually nice to me in this game, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. Also, for whatever reason, Gaps also lags a little bit on 360, but whatever. So we are in the final world of the run. We're going by pretty quickly.
Yeah. Ooh, nice funny clip there on training. That is faster.
Well, yeah, I guess now's a good time to talk about the stages in World 10. So, basically, we're done with the challenge mode stages of Monkey Ball 2 because story mode is essentially Monkey Ball 2's challenge mode, with the exception of World 10, which has 10 exclusive stages to story mode.
Yep.
Some of the stages that you saw in Worlds 1 through 8 that looked a little easy. That's because they were pulled from Monkey Ball 2's extra stages in challenge mode. Also, this posture is really cool. Nice.
Yeah, I love it. This strat I'm going to do on Disorder is pretty tricky. You can keep going though, Peace.
Right. So this is also one of the stages that was pretty exclusive to SMB2, and nice. Let's go Disorder. And we're coming up to the final SMB2 stage of the run, and also our final posture, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, and then nice adjustment, bam.
Yep, now just some SMB1 stages. This is stairs and ball game. It's really easy if I don't do the setup perfectly to just get stuck on these stairs. Luckily, that did not happen. That's a product of collision being inconsistent, but thank goodness we have a setup for it. Otherwise, I'd be so annoyed. It would be entirely possible to lose runs to that.
See, how's the plan? Let's run it. Oh, yeah.
Time is coming up really quick, by the way. Not this stage, but the next one will be time. So not this one, but pretty soon.
I'll save my banana glitch spiel for a little incentive here.
Yeah, that's probably fair. So time is when I reach the goal tape on checker. And time. That was a pretty solid run. I'm actually really happy with how that went. This is the first time I've run this in a marathon. Of course, I have experience running a bunch of different monkey ball games, but never this one until now in a marathon. So thank you so much to Speedromizer for having me. I was kind of like a last-minute fill-in. I only joined the Discord like a few days ago, but DJ Fatso was like, hey, I need to fill time. Would you be down? Actually, I need to fill time. I'm looking for people. And my partner, Hero, tagged me and was like, hey, run monkey ball. I'm like, all right, sure. Thank you so much, Peace, for hopping on for commentary. I'm actually, I should have exited game because now I have to watch to get through all this cutscene stuff before well, whatever. We can do shoutouts and stuff now. Shout out to you, Peas. Shout out to the monkey ball community as a whole. If you enjoyed the run and want to find me in other places, I am on Twitch at Helix13_. I stream monkey ball speedruns all the time at top level. It's also my Twitter, my YouTube channel, etc. Peas, do you want to plug yourself?
Sure. If you want to follow me, both of my Twitch and Twitter are PeaceSMB, which obviously stands for Super Monkey Ball. Yeah, obviously. gotta plug that in to make sure.
High score. Yeah, high score.
Let's go. High score. Woo! What else was I going to say? If anyone wants to actually play Monkey Ball, your best bet is to purchase Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which is basically a remaster of Monkey Ball Deluxe, because it actually includes stages from 1, 2, and the exclusive stages that are in SMBDX. So the game also goes on sale quite a bit. Unfortunately, you won't be able to get the character DLC. Why did Sega do that? I don't know, but yeah, if you want to play these stages and you still don't have an Xbox or a 360 or a PS2 or whatever, definitely look into getting a Banana Mania.
Yeah,
goes on sale quite often.
Do be warned if you're familiar with the original games that Banana Mania controls differently, but it's still a fun time, especially if you are just want to get into playing casually. That sentence really struggled to come out. English is my native language. Anyway. Let's begin this showcase. I'm going to start things off with Veer Field. This is one of the coolest strats in all of Monkey Ball, in my opinion. It is the only strat that I know of that's actually practical, in which you bounce off the background. I am not kidding. We're going to drop off here, bounce off the background, and then head to the goal. It is so cool. Staying in World 3, I'm going to move over to Dribbles. This one has a really neat pause strat. A lot of these are going to be pause strats. Spoiler alert. This one's really cool. It's a bit tough. See if I can get it. Need 20. Nope. Accidentally unpaused. So what I'm trying to do there is buffer by 1 frame, and it's really easy to just hit the 2 buttons at the same time. That's 18. Can I get the backup? If I can get the backup?
Nice.
That's really cool in its own right, and also really hard, but not what I'm trying to show off. 20, 16. There we go. That one's hilarious. You just get smacked directly toward the goal by the dribble. I love it. Now heading over to Scrolls, which is another Deluxe exclusive stage. Going to pause at 06, that's 05, no thank you. 06, and then 03. 01. This is welcome to pause strats. If you don't enjoy pause strats, by the way, you can play this game pauseless. There are pauseless speedrun categories. Anyway, No, I messed up the adjust. I almost never mess up that adjust. What am I doing? Marathon moment. There we go. You can just do that with those frames. It's sick. I love that pause strat.
Oh yeah, one thing we forgot to mention about pausing is that while pausing does get you a faster in-game time, you know, like on the timer, it does lose a little bit of RTA time because, you know, time spent being paused and buffering, you know, takes time away from the real time. I'm talking like right over this cool beat screen strat.
Maybe the hardest strat in this showcase, by the way. This one is ultra difficult, but it is the fastest speed screen strat. I am like overshooting the adjustment. But yeah, pausing is worth it, even though it technically loses time, just because of the strats that it enables us to do.
Yes.
If you watch a task, the task will never pause. The task can be frame perfect. Oh, now I can't even get on the wall. No! This strat is so unbelievably precise. Nailed it. I love that strat so much. It's so cool. Definitely the hardest thing here, though. Alright, this is yet another pause strat. Do I remember the frames? Like, no, I'm doing the inputs wrong. It's up left to 71. That's 70, no thank you. 71. I think I was like not perfectly... Okay, I'm second guessing. Is it 78? Luckily, there is a really nice community resource. There's a pause strat sheet. Which, by the way, if you're ever getting into running this game and you want to learn some of the pause strats, definitely just look up the pause strat sheet. It is unbelievably helpful. You can find it linked on speedrun.com. It's like the best thing ever. Just all the pause strats there, listed in a spreadsheet. It's 78, yeah, I was doing 71, that's why. Good thing my pausing waited until after the main run to start going poorly. This is the downfall of pause strats, right? Is that pausing is a separate skill from movement.
Yeah.
Finally, okay. We just do that. It's so cool. That pause strat is so cool. Alright. And this, coming up here on cliffs, this is a strat that is like... It misses out on being in this run by tenths of a second. It's very fast. I messed it up a little bit. It's very fast, but it's just not quite fast enough for World 6. Oh, come on. It's also very hard. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that time I over-adjusted and hit the pillar. There we go.
So on one of those attempts, Helix actually kind of hit the party ball there. The way that you control this game is that you're essentially controlling gravity, which also means that you're controlling how the party ball moves. There are some strats where we manipulate the party ball so that we don't get party balled. That's
a pause strat on Civ that is really cool. You just get smacked forward by the Civs, basically. You get squeezed by them and shot forward. It is so awesome. I love that pause strat. This on Gears is actually... Oh, of course I bungled it right away. This on Gears is more of a movement showcase, because I realized while making this list of strats to show off that, like, hey, this is mostly pause strats. There's not a lot of movement on here. You got time to show up Exam C? Because I'm using an Xbox controller, I'm not super confident in Exam C. The one stage that everyone has a lot of trouble on. So this is another really neat pause strat. I'm actually going to get smacked by the guillotine itself. 76. Looking for 53, 78, 50. 53, 76. Stop it. So easy to be a frame off, especially on this controller. Here's an unfun fact. The frames that are listed for guillotine for SMB2 do not work on original Xbox or 360. So yeah, we had to find whole new frames. Shout out to Frickin' Fricks 14. Yes, that's his actual tag for finding those frames. Yeah. And this is the last strat in the showcase created by. It's kind of a shame that the run doesn't end on this stage. Super Monkey Ball 2 Story Mode does, and it's so fitting. And it's such a neat puzzle strat. We just drop into the A and get a scoop and go into the goal. It's so cool. There are safety pause frames for that, but hey, if you're good enough, you don't need them.
Right.
But with that, that is all from me. Thank you so much for having me. I hope you all enjoyed it. Super Monkey Ball content. I hope you all enjoyed the puzzle block. This Monkey Ball is technically like a puzzle platformer, so this counts.
Yeah.
Not a puzzle the way I play it, though. Yeah, like I said, thank you so much. Shout out to the Monkey Ball community. Shout out to Midwest Speed Fest. Anything you need to say, Peace, before we head out?
Nothing else other than, of course, thanks for having me on comms, Helix, and get those donations in, everyone. You're donating to a really great cause, and yeah, that's it from us.
Oh yeah, my controller lasted the whole time without disconnecting.
Yeah.
I'm playing on like a broken controller. I got 3 world records on like a broken controller. I got this. I needed a Duke controller specifically for like the placement of the buttons allows for better pausing, and so it was like half broken, so my local game shop just gave it to me for free, and I got 3 world records on it. But this thing is really trying to quit on me. I can't believe it didn't disconnect until now. All right, bye everyone.
GG.